everybody, it's time to tune in and turn on your happy. You're watching The Kelly Williams Show. Don't forget you can watch it anytime on the best network ever, Your Home TV. And you can also stream it live on Roku. So get ready, because it's time for The Kelly Williams Show. Hey everybody, it's Kelly Williams with The Kelly Williams Show, Bay Area Houston Magazine and Your Home TV. And it's time for The Kelly Williams Show. Woo! All right, I am so excited to be here with these amazing ladies today. Of course, co-owner of renowned Gulf Coast fishery Prestige Oysters and founder of San Leon Oyster Festival, Lisa Halili. Woo! Hey, Lisa.
Hi,
and we welcome today to the show Kathy Sweezy with the Nature Conservancy in Texas. Hey!
Hello, Kathy.
How are you, Kathy?
Yes.
Okay, so this is going to be a really interesting and amazing show today because we are going to tell you about a project that is happening right now that has been in really years in the works.
Yeah.
That is going to change lives. And it is the rejuvenation of an oyster reef right here in the Gulf. Okay, Lisa, first of all, how long has Prestige Oysters been in business?
Since 2001.
Wow.
Yes.
So y'all are a real oyster fishing family.
Yes.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
incredible. That's incredible.
We're definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long time.
A long time.
Kathy, what does the Nature Conservancy do?
So we are a conservation organization, and we help support many different restoration projects, not only in Texas, but also across the nation and across the world.
Wow, that's exciting. See, I mean, I'm learning all kind of new stuff today about this organization. That's incredible. Okay, so Lisa, you have led the way in this really extraordinary thing that is happening in establishing what's now called Rett Reef. It's Texas's first oyster restoration reef by a private oyster industry member.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, how cool is that?
It is very
really
cool.
I mean, that's incredible. That's incredible. Why was this so important for you to do this?
When I started the San Leon Oyster Fest back in 2016, of course, with an oyster festival, you got oysters and you got discarded shells.
Yeah. Because people eat a lot of oysters at an oyster fest.
Oh, yeah. Lots of oysters. And then at the end of the festival, there's got to be a home for the oysters. But I wanted to make sure that the oysters were going to a home that would make a difference. So I came up with this brainstorm idea, and I reached out to my boss at the time, Lance Robinson, with the Department of Texas Parks and Wildlife. I said, Lance, I got this crazy idea. Tell me what you think. I want to find a reef that has been destroyed, and it needs to be restored.
Yeah.
And he goes, I love it. It's crazy. I love it. I love it. I love it. So he said, so I'll take the shells from the festival and we'll repair the reef. And so then I kind of like a can got kicked down the road a lot.
Of course.
Of course. And so it believe me, I'm very persistent because I'm like, I'm not going to give up. I will not give up. And so I went to another person that works at Parks and Wildlife, Bill Rodney, and I'm like, I need a reef. Find me a reef. And he's like, well, how big do you want a reef? I was like, I don't know. Just find me one that needs to be restored. Yeah. He goes, believe it or not, I found you one. I was so excited.
Wow.
And it's right out here. And this used to be the old Buccaneer. So that reef was known as the San Leon Marina Reef.
Amazing. It's literally
right there.
Outside of Pier 6 Seafood.
Yeah, it's 1,326 foot.
Amazing.
So then I'm like, so what do I have to do next? He goes, well, I'll give you our sonar scan. He said, but you're going to have to get an updated one, and you're going to have to get a surface permit from the General Land Office. I'm like,
wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, just that?
So how cool is it that George P. Bush just happened to be in this area?
Yeah.
And so he came down, and I said, Commissioner, I want to talk to you about something. I want to talk to you about restoring an oyster reef that was destroyed by Ike. He said, really? He said, where is it? I said, well, let's walk out here. I said, it's right out there. And I said, I want to name it Rett Reef. He goes, Rett Reef. So I like the name. I said, it bears a meaning. It's for Rett Syndrome. And then I told him, what Rett Syndrome does to children.
Yeah.
And he started tearing up. And he said, get me the paperwork in my office.
Wow.
And I actually have a service lease from the General Land Office that is signed by George P. Bush.
Wow.
And I am so proud of it.
How long ago was this?
This was back in 2022, I believe. Yes, 2022.
Wow. So it took
And
you
so-
several years
So
to
this
get
is
this
my
done.
surface lease number.
I love it.
And so then I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing. So I applied for a nationwide permit, but it was a 48. And then the Army Corps' like, no, that's not the right one. So it's a nationwide 27. So that's where Kathy came in. This is where the Nature Conservancy and Texas Sea Grant came in, because I came crying to them. I'm like, I got the service lease, but I can't do this. I need help. And that's where they are very familiar with government paperwork.
Yeah.
And they were very touched by my persistency. And they just couldn't believe that I somehow planned all this out. I'm like, I got the oyster shells. I got the oyster boat.
Exactly.
I got the 10 acres.
The
secured.
ultimate recycling
Yes.
thing.
Everything.
Yes.
I just can't get this permit from the Army
Yeah.
Corps. And she's like, okay, we'll work on it. We'll figure this out. And as a team, that's what we did.
That's amazing.
We figured all that out.
Amazing.
And then the colonel who signed it, his name was Colonel Rett. And we're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's such a God thing. It's amazing.
And so then we're all ready to go out there and see where we're going to put our shells.
Yeah.
And then we got stopped again.
Okay, so Kathy, I have to ask you, so much work by just one person, this lady right here. Why was it important for you when she came to you and asked for help? Why was it important to you to really help her and get this done?
Well, the Nature Conservancy really supports restoration efforts as a whole. We also have our own restoration projects that include sanctuary or non-harvestable style reefs, as well as harvestable style reefs as well. And so when Lisa came to us and said that she was interested in creating this non-harvestable style oyster reef, this is the first time something like this has happened in Texas, where a member of the oyster industry has wanted to create this type of project.
Amazing,
so we are so
really.
supportive of this because we really do want to encourage oyster fishers to diversify their livelihoods and find these other ways to really make a living. And so Lisa's a really great example of this is a possibility. This is a way that oyster fishers can support restoration and bring more oysters into our bays.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Lisa, tell us a little bit. You've been in the oyster business since 2001 with Prestige Oysters.
Yes.
Why are oysters so important?
Oysters is a keystone. They're so viable to our ecosystem.
Yeah.
They filter 50 gallons of water a day.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
There's no mechanical way that could ever be created. What God gave us, it's a natural gift. They're just like a constant pumping filterization system. And oysters don't, people think that once an oyster gets there, that's it. Their first 2 weeks of their lives, they move around. They swim as babies. So
I did not know that. That's really incredible.
So we need restoration sites like this because what we're going to do with these oysters, they'll never be harvested.
Yeah.
So when they spawn and they have little babies, those little babies will swim throughout the bay. They'll be free rangers and they'll go and find another reef, and that'll be a harvestable reef, and that'll make more oysters.
Incredible. I mean,
and this reef will benefit the sports fishermen. And a sports fisherman, a lot of people don't realize, that's people who like to go rod and reel fishing. They like to
Okay.
take their kids and their wife, and they go out, and
Yeah.
and so you want to fish over a live reef.
Okay, why?
And because there's shrimp, there's crabs. That's
Wow.
why oysters are a keystone species.
Wow.
Because they draw in other species.
I did not
And-
know that. That's
yes.
very cool.
And that makes the reef alive because it's a breeding ground. It's like a home for shrimp and crabs and
Amazing.
all these other little sea creatures that want to have a place to live. And so what do fish like to eat? They like to eat baby little crabs. They like to eat little baby shrimp. And so when you go fishing, you want to fish
like
over
that.
a live reef. And you catch a fish.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that is very cool because I would have never put these two together, like
Yes.
the reef and then sport fishing. I mean, I did not know that. That's really interesting for people who don't know that. Okay, so you decided on the name Rett Reef because it is a tribute and an honor to one of your friends. Can
Yes.
you tell us a little bit about that?
Kevin Black is Clint Black's brother, and his daughter Courtney died in 2003 of Rett Syndrome. It's
Okay.
a very rare brain disorder. And so I wanted to help Kevin. The biggest problem is bringing awareness.
Absolutely.
When you mention Rett, a lot of people can't spell it. First place, it's R-E-T-T. Second, they've never heard of it. And
Yeah.
another problem they don't realize is no one's left out. I mean, it touches the world, and there needs to be a cure for it. And so my goal was, I said, Kevin, when I restore this 10-acre Rett Reef, you don't understand, we're going to talk about that, and we're always going to let the world know that Rett Reef bears the name for a rare brain disorder,
Yeah.
Rett Syndrome. And maybe, just maybe, this is the missing piece to the puzzle that you need to help get that word out. It's been a
Absolutely.
20-year journey for Kevin trying to get people to bring awareness to Rett Syndrome. And
Yeah.
he just, no matter how many doctors he talks to, you didn't know what Rett Syndrome was.
No,
I
I mean,
never heard of
I've
it.
heard of it, but I did not know it was a rare brain disorder.
Yes.
So this is such a wonderful way to get this information out.
Yes.
Especially that it'll bear the name Rett Reef.
Yes.
And like you said, anytime anybody comes to visit it and they speak the word Rett Reef, that's going to be a very big deal.
And it is for Texas as a
yeah,
whole. For
yeah.
Texas to be the first non-harvestable reef that's been restored by an oyster industry person.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
then having the Nature Conservancy and Texas Sea Grant join in and being able to do this and to show the world that when you restore, you take an oyster reef that's been destroyed, devastated by Hurricane Ike.
Yeah, that's crazy.
8,000 acres were destroyed.
Amazing.
So we'll take this 10-acre reef and we'll bring it back to life. You will start seeing fishing boats out there, sports fishermen.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll start catching fish. And they do. We want them to talk about, they say, hey, we're going to go to Rett Reef. And then they'll
I
say,
love
isn't
it.
that the one I read in the newspaper about that rare brain disorder? And that's how word of mouth gets around.
I love it. I love it.
And that's why I told Kevin, because Kevin was so confused.
Yeah.
He's like, I said, I promise you, Kevin, this is going to happen. I promise you I'll do this. And Kevin has been with me on all my email chains with Parks and Wildlife and everything I've done. My persistency will never give up. And God,
She's very persistent.
yes, very persistent.
Yes.
And God brought angels to me. Thank
That's
God
right.
for Kathy and Lauren Williams
Yeah.
and Laura Pecorelli, all the whole team that has joined me.
Absolutely. Kathy, how long have you been with the Nature Conservancy?
So I've been with the Nature Conservancy for a little over a year now.
Oh my gosh, how fun! Are you just loving being a part of something like that?
I absolutely love this.
Yeah.
This is what I've wanted to do with my life,
Yeah.
and I can see my whole career being stemmed from this.
Absolutely. Have you ever met anybody like Lisa? Because she is
unique.
She is unique.
She is unique. She is
Yes.
persistent,
Amazing.
and she is the most lovely person
Yes.
I've ever met.
Everything that Lisa seems to do or touch helps others. It has a goal behind it to help others, and I love that about her. It is just the way God made her, and it's just a huge blessing. Rett Reef is literally going to change people's lives and the world in such a better way every single day. Okay, guys, we're going to find out more about Rett Reef and talk to these amazing ladies right after this commercial break.
Unwind by the water at South Shore Harbor Resort, the premier waterfront getaway located just south of Houston. We are the ultimate getaway with a range of activities for all ages. Soak up the sun by our refreshing pool or spend a day on the water. Pamper yourself at the relaxing spa and savor delicious cuisine at our on-site restaurants. Book your stay now and enjoy a rejuvenating vacation experience. South Shore Harbor Resort and Conference Center. It's time to enjoy.
So we are back. I am right here with Lisa Halili of Prestige Oysters and Kathy Sweezy of the Nature Conservancy. Okay, ladies, so we've been talking about Rett Reef, how this even came about, this amazing project that is going to be a blessing for so many, of course. And of course, it's being named for Rett Syndrome to bring awareness to that awful disease and to try to help others and these families going through this. Okay, so you're going to put oyster shells. You're going to restore a reef. Okay, I just saw a bunch right there in this little area right here. There's like, how many tons? You told me 302 tons of oyster shells that aren't in the water yet. So, Lisa, is that right? 302 tons?
302 tons.
Okay, so Kathy. Tell us really quickly, why are those not in the water yet?
So we do need to have our permits in place, and that is really the simple answer. We need to make sure that we're following all the rules, crossing our T's, dotting our I's, and that we do have the permits necessary to restore this reef. So we do have our permits in hand. So that is the big celebration that we do have, is we have all of our permits, we're ready to go. Right now, we're just waiting for the right time.
Got it.
So we are hopefully going to restore this reef starting in the spring of next year.
Oh, and I was just going to ask, is there a certain time of year that is best to do this? So it's springtime.
Springtime.
Why is it springtime?
That's mating time for oysters.
Okay. Wow.
That's
Very
when they
interesting.
start spawning.
Yeah. Amazing. And
we'll go out there and we'll do like we did the other day, and we'll check the reef again, and then they have a plan on how, because they're doing the monitoring side.
Okay.
I'm just the oyster lady.
You're the oyster lady.
I'm the
Be
one.
free.
I bring the boat, and I get the dredge, and I sift through the spaghetti and whatever we find out there, and then they're the ones who will decide on how we're going to map it out and how we're going to
very
restore
interesting. That's exciting.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to ask you both. How do you think this is going to bring awareness to the importance of oyster reefs? I want you both to answer.
I think it's going to bring a lot of awareness for the fact that I'm in the oyster business, and that for me, as an oyster dealer for so many years, and Pier 6 seafood, I mean, shells are valuable.
Absolutely.
Oyster shells are very expensive.
Exactly.
And I am blessed. Since the day they opened, October of 2020, they have stacked those shells and kept them there for me, waiting for me patiently to get the permit, asking me like, did you get the permit? Because Lisa, we really want to get the shells.
That's right. Clock is a ticking.
Yeah, the clock is ticking. But when you put that back into the bay, I mean, Kathy here can explain to you how much you're rejuvenating.
Yeah.
I mean, this was at once a live reef. Can you imagine this beautiful 10 acres? And we saw it for ourselves, and we have proof.
Yeah.
We have a sonar, and our sonar tells us exactly how much is firm mud and how much is hard bottom. And
Amazing.
And Kathy can show you, 'cause
Yeah.
I don't have my glasses on, and she can read to you the side scan. But we had a biologist come from Louisiana, and he did this color side scan and tells you exactly how much is firm mud, how much is sand, how much is reef.
Wow.
And so we know for a fact that reef was there.
Exactly.
And so they'll do the Nature Conservancy and Texas Sea Grant. They're the ones are the brains when it comes to restoring it.
Yeah.
I can give them the shell. I can give them my expertise
Yeah.
as an oyster lady, but they they have more experience in how they've been restoring reefs.
Exactly. And Kathy, that's what I want to ask you. What will the Nature Conservancy be doing on a daily or weekly basis, working with them with restoring this reef?
It's a great question. So the Nature Conservancy is really supporting this project, one, through the permitting process,
Yeah.
but also through post-restoration monitoring.
Okay.
This is something that we do for all of our reefs, and it's a very important part about the restoration process because it lets us see what's going on down there. How is the reef doing?
Yeah.
Do we have oysters? Is it productive? So we'll be able to get a better idea of how successful this project is.
Oh, that's incredible. How long do you think this project will take once they start putting the shells in the water in spring? How long do you think it takes to really start flourishing?
It doesn't take long at all.
Wow.
We can actually see spat within a month.
What?
And that's those baby little oysters that
Little.
will attach to the rock that we
That's
put down there. And the shell we put
crazy.
down.
That is exciting. So do y'all? So is it a weekly monitor? Is it a monthly monitor? How do y'all do that?
We're still working on the details for that,
Yeah.
but we're currently looking at a quarterly monitoring
Yeah.
plan.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That is really amazing. This is really, really exciting. Lisa, I'm just so proud of you and all of your hard work. Kathy, why do you think this has been so important to have this project industry led? Because it's not just some independent person, it's somebody who's been in the oyster business, and she's the one leading it to do this restoration. That's a big deal. Why is that so important, you think?
It's a huge deal. As the public harvest of Texas oysters becomes more limited over time,
Yeah.
it's crucial that we find these opportunities to diversify the skill set of oyster fishers to really find ways to supplement their livelihood.
Yeah.
This is one of those opportunities, and Rett Reef is an excellent example of an industry-led restoration and can serve as inspiration for other oyster fishers who want to contribute to oyster reef restoration.
Absolutely. And you know, recycling has become something really big that people are more aware of, and they're really becoming more active in. This is just a really great example of recycling and doing good with what you're doing. I mean, what you have. It's amazing. Lisa, what do you think that was one of the happiest times or moments when you realized this was going to happen?
The day that George Peace had given me the paperwork in my office, because I was like, this is real.
Yeah.
This is for real. This is going to happen. I know this is going to happen. And when I got that email that says, we've approved your surface lease, I was just sitting there crying, and I was so ecstatic. And I just looked up and I said, thank you, God.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Amazing.
You did this.
Amazing.
You made this happen. And it's so crazy because, you know, it's about an oyster shell. An oyster, people just don't realize the world of an oyster, what's inside of it.
Yeah.
What can you do in the world of an oyster?
Yeah.
And we're finding out that we restore a reef that's not harvestable, but will spawn the bay.
Amazing.
And those babies will go out and filter the water, clean the water. Sports fishermen will be able to fish on it.
Yeah.
And then people like Kathy with the Nature Conservancies and Sea Grant will be able to monitor this, how we're going to do it. We're going to do one way and one another way. Are there other technologies out there that are simpler, more inexpensive to create these reefs?
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things the industry's been saying. I said, we don't have a biology degree, and we're not the smartest kids on the block, but you know what? Our oyster beds do really good.
Exactly. And you know what people forget is that people closest to the problem or the issues are the ones who know how to solve it the best. Not somebody sitting in an office somewhere. It's the people right here doing good things and trying to figure out better ways to do it. And that's what y'all are doing, and I'm just so proud of you. Guys, we're going to be back with more from Lisa Halili and Kathy Sweezy in just a moment, right after this commercial break.
Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events wants you to come party with us in 2024. Mark your calendar for Saturday, May 4th, because we're calling all Star Wars fans with a costume contest and an awesome Star Wars prize. Then on Saturday, August 10th, it's a Hollywood Night of Dreams with music, games, contests, and surprises. Both parties will be at the beautiful South Shore Harbor Resort with amazing food, fun activities, live entertainment, and a cash bar, plus some additional surprises. Saturday, May 4th and Saturday, August 10th. Come party with us. SYCE. More than a yacht, it's serendipity.
Okay, so we are back right here at Pier 6 Seafood in San Leon, Texas, and I am with Lisa Halili and Kathy Sweezy and these two amazing ladies. We have been talking to them about Lisa's project, amazing project that she is spearheading for the past couple of years, and it's restoring an oyster reef. And actually this reef, you will be able to see it right here from
The
shoreline of Pier 6 Seafood. It's incredible. So it's very, very exciting. Okay. And what is the size of the area that you're going to be filling oysters in?
It'll
Y'all
be
know?
a 10-acre area.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know how many oyster shells that's going to take to fill that up?
Right now we're short. We have 302 tons, which is quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we need about, I would say, at least to start at 1,200 tons, maybe. That's what we decided on. We
Wow.
needed 3 more. We need that, but we need to go 369. 3 more piles.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Okay, so come tonight and eat a bunch of oysters. That's what we need you to do.
Yes.
That's what we need you to do. I want to ask you both this question, but and Kathy, I want to ask you first. Where do you think this project, what this project will lead to in the future on this kind of thing?
This project is going to be an excellent example of what oyster industry members are capable of.
Yeah.
And it's my hope in particular that this does serve as inspiration for others to participate in similar projects. We really do want to collaborate with our oyster fishers, understanding the traditional ecological knowledge that many oyster industry members have. So having these collaborations between restoration practitioners like the Nature Conservancy and oyster fishers, we can really get these projects done and find ways to increase and sustain our oyster populations throughout all of Texas.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Lisa, what do you think is your hope that this is going to do for the immediate future and for a little bit far off?
I'm pretty much on the same page with Kathy. As an oyster industry person, again, I was just blessed that I've got this awesome restaurant that's willing to donate all their shells to this project and store them.
Yeah,
And
that's amazing.
because they got a cure.
Yes.
That's what a lot of people don't understand.
Wow.
They have to sit in the sun
Oh my
for
goodness.
6 months.
What?
Yes, can't put them in the water before 6 months, and they need to be white, bleached.
Oh my
the
goodness.
sun bleaches them out.
Wow.
So you want them drier and bleached out. And so I am blessed in the fact that they're willing to donate, take
Yeah.
the time to go over there, pile them up, store them, keep them there for me. And again, like I said, I want other partners in the oyster industry to listen to me, and we can do this together. I mean, this could become like a big partnership, you know?
Absolutely.
Because there's so many of us in the oyster industry.
Absolutely. How can somebody who watches this show or reads the articles that are being written, how can they become a part of this or donate or help or find out more about this project about Rett Reef?
about Rett Reef.
Yes.
We're still working on that. My San Leon Oyster Fest website, once I get it updated, and the Nature Conservancy will also have a feed page on it.
Wonderful. Right.
Texas Sea Grant, in fact, they've already put out a very nice article about it.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Bay Foundation as well is going to put it on their website. So once we get to where we're actually doing restoring and we have photos and we
So
get into the
exciting.
monitoring,
Yeah.
then we'll be able to like build a platform
Yeah.
that we can share with people, and we'll have more. We'll have more shows and talk about this. But the main thing is we want Parks and Wildlife, we want other government agencies, you know, the General Land Office, to understand that, you know, yeah, we're fishermen, but we can do this too. We can help, you know, give back.
Absolutely.
You know,
and
we
well,
can do our part.
Yeah, and this is what I mentioned earlier, is that you've always really tried to give back and do
Yes.
things and focus on projects that are
Yes.
helping the community or
Yes.
even a larger area, and that's very, very important. And I think this is something that so many people, like Kathy said, are going to learn from. It's going to be a huge step in a big direction
Yes.
on figuring out ways and different ways to restore oyster reefs, maybe in different parts of the world. I mean, this is really exciting, you know. So, okay, so if you are interested in finding out more, you can actually just contact Lisa on Facebook or social media, and or contact Pier 6 Seafood in San Leon, Texas, or the Nature Conservancy. You're welcome to contact them and find out a little bit more about this project. But we are extremely excited. We will be giving you highlights, of course, when this starts happening next spring. I cannot wait.
Maybe we'll put you on the boat.
Maybe
we'll
so.
have you as the
I'm
captain.
excited. I'm excited. I'm going to be shucking some shells and doing stuff or just whatever. I can't wait to be a part of this and see where this takes everything. What a wonderful blessing this is going to be to so many. I am so proud of what you're doing, Lisa. I'm so happy that I got to share this story today with my viewers. And Kathy, thank you so much for everything that you've been doing to help make sure this project went through. This is really amazing and it's very exciting. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching today. You can always watch The Kelly Williams Show anytime on your home TV. And we hope you have an awesome and blessed rest of your day. And remember, the world is your oyster.